In the infinitely changing sea that is interest in video games, each game must set itself apart from the others to stand out. Games that stand out get popular, and maybe even stay popular. Now, when we narrow it down to a more specific genre, we get an expansive field of games all trying to stand out. In Battle Royale's case, we get a field of different games and companies all trying their luck on a new and unique take on the genre. But there's one game among them all that in my mind stands out the most: Hyper Scape. Hyper Scape is a futuristic take on Battle Royale. Yeah, already looking awesome, and it doesn't end there. The themes and ideas they changed in their take made such an amazing game. Once again, I award it for being simply genius. But over its runtime, it was never able to achieve the amount of players it deserved, and after only a short amount of time, it lost the ones it had too. So why is this? Why did Hyper Scape, a game that checked everything a game in a high competition environment needed checked, die? In this video, I hope to answer just that. What happened to Hyper Scape? The Battle Royale genre is very competitive, especially if we're talking about a couple years ago when they literally took over the world. So when it comes to standing out, it's a first priority. And many of the games that came out around that time, but also a little bit before, were able to get that down. The big three we got today are where they are now because standing out and doing it fast. Or just being part of a bigger game title. In 2020, amid all the craziness, Ubisoft Montreal released a certain game that goes by the name of Hyper Scape. Set in the year of 2054, a company by the name of Prisma Dimensions created a metaverse. In that metaverse is a sick-looking city. Enter Neo Arcadia. Players from around the world compete in something called Crown Rush. Basically, it's simple Battle Royale. And for a very short break, have you guys seen the new Starfield gameplay? It looks amazing. I cannot wait for it. Bethesda has done it again. Also, don't forget to subscribe. So Hyper Scape's story is basically you playing as a character shooting things. Makes sense? Good, let's keep moving. Now when I say, and I've said it before and I'll continue to say it, that Hyper Scape is a Battle Royale that will stand out compared to any other game in that genre, I mean it. Although the story might be a lot like Ready Player One, and guys, I left a whole bunch of it out too, it's pretty much Ready Player One the game. The game itself is very interesting and simply exciting, while other BRs attempt to stand out by changing broader themes such as setting, fantasy to sci-fi, or even weapons, guns to gauntlets. Hyper Scape narrows that down and focuses on several smaller, more subtle themes. While other BRs will have a blue scary mist called the Storm, ooh, scary, shrinking down the map into a more tense and action-packed battlefield, Hyper Scape has whole sections of the city just glitch out of existence. So imagine like Capital City or Tilted Towers just blinking away. And it looks awesome too, like something from Inception. Give me a second, guys. Whereas other Battle Royales will have you wait to be respawned by a teammate or just leave the game once you die, Hyper Scape will have you enter Ghost Mode. When you die, you turn to a Techno Ghost who still plays a vital part of teamwork. It's actually arguably more important than being alive, as being invisible, invincible, and able to move around, gather data, and report to your team is what we call a huge advantage. You can be brought back too, it's just at certain places on the map. Whereas in other Battle Royales, at least the ones with abilities, the abilities are somewhat generic and, seen before. Not all, of course, especially Apex, they have some really cool ones, but a lot, you know what I mean. Hyper Scape has abilities that are visually crazy. They might not be the most original ideas or anything, but it's still crazy to see a massive red wall go up in the middle of nowhere, and then a massive hamster ball just roll into yo face. Now at this point, all the big BRs we got today have gotten to the point where the game is sprinkled with very interesting ideas and small details, such as power running, or these launcher things around the map, or if you shoot this down, you know what I mean, you get the point. But they only achieve this state of being so packed full of minor details after several years of major updates every couple of months. Hyper Scape, on the other hand, pretty much started out with this, which is definitely something to praise. So we've just talked about how crazy interesting and unique this game is. They chose a somewhat simple setting and several smaller ideas that they focused on, and the outcome was beautiful. A beautiful, underrated game. Which leads us to the question again, what happened to Hyper Scape? Now, I've actually already covered the answer to this question at the beginning of the introduction to the situation. The top 3 BRs we got today are Apex, Warzone, and Fortnite. All games that stood out, but most importantly, did it fast. You can argue whether or not they sustained that, but they definitely did it fast. More specifically, they nailed it in a time where interest was still very plentiful in that genre. As the years went on, the interest started to fade, and this is natural. Interest is an ever-changing ocean that moves from one place to another. And when interest is rich in a specific genre, it's important to use that forgiving time where even poopy butt Battle Royale is getting players to build your own following. So when the interest inevitably moves off, your game still stands. And this is exactly what the top 3 did. The time where interest started to fade was about late 2019 to mid 2020-ish. The release date of Hyper Scape is July 12th, 2020. You see, Hyper Scape had everything a game in a competitive environment needed to thrive. But it was born in a time where the interest was already fading away, and the already competitive yet forgiving environment was starting to lose that forgivingness as interest went. So if it was released a year before, I doubt we could call it anything close to dead. It wouldn't be the new Fortnite or anything, as Fortnite leans more toward the kids who will play it once and never stop, while Hyper Scape leans more toward a more mature audience. So this is another case of a great and well thought out Battle Royale game not getting the fame it was sure to achieve simply because it was born a year or two too late. Spellbreak faced the same problem. It had everything it needed to survive and create a solid audience of loyal fans. But it was born in a time where everybody started playing Elden Ring. That's right guys, 3rd video in a row that I snuck Elden Ring into. I'm going for 4. Elden Ring is a god tier game. So, what do you think? We've seen this before. A great looking and unique BR comes along, it has everything and more that a game would need to shine, but it was born in a time where the environment was far less forgiving as the interest washed away. As interest flows into a genre, it creates a very forgiving environment, where even the silliest games are getting players because people are interested in it. But all that falls away as interest is blown away. If you have any ideas for future videos, feel absolutely free to leave them down below. And I'm so excited about Starfield. I don't know about you, but it looks amazing. I'll be back with more videos very soon. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and remember, life is short. Play great games. Leans more toward while Hyperscape leans more toward a more mature audience. What the heck is that, dude? Huh? While Hyperscape leans more toward a more mature audience. I can't even say that right. So this is another case of... Okay, well, I get to go back. While Hyperscape leans more toward a more natural... No! Spellbreak, one of the most well thought out and coolest battle royales out there. It has you drop down into a large map with